Let's read some Glitch in the Matrix stories. Part 99. The rental house from hell. So when my husband and I first got engaged, we were only 21 and 22 and not very well established yet. We found a small older house for rent in our town on a short dirt road, and it was only $750 a month, which was a steal for us. Oh my God, that's so cheap. Only weird part about the house was that it was across the street from a small family cemetery. No thank you. While looking at the home with the owners, I got a weird feeling but brushed it off due to butterflies about taking this step. Boy, was I wrong. Over the next 5 months living there, we had many red flags. The house was only one story and it had a porch across the front of the house that was enclosed by a fence with a gate. Important for the first part. For our housewarming party, we had about 10 people over, and while we were all inside, we could see and hear someone on the porch and watch their shadow from the porch light walking towards the door. And when they bent down, my husband swung the door open to confront this person. No one was there, and my cigarettes were gone. I know this could have been just a fluke and maybe I misplaced them, but it was just the first weird thing. We would go to bed and wake up to every single cabinet open in the kitchen. When you would shower, it would sound like multiple people were talking in the next room, even when you turned the water off, and my cigarettes constantly went missing. Then about a month in, I started sleepwalking so bad to the point that my husband had to put a baby gate up at chest height so I would at least not leave the room after he caught me outside. I experienced sleep paralysis where this guy would hold me down and blow cigarette smoke in my face. I would try to scream and nothing would come out. By the way, my husband this entire time has been acting like nothing weird is going on and putting up a strong face to keep me calm. Finally, around 4.5 months, I was having the same sleep paralysis I always had when I finally was able to pull up and scream. My husband woke up and saw me crying and asked, "Are you okay? Were you just smoking in here?" I told him I was just having the sleep paralysis and the guy holding me down was smoking, and that's when he came clean. He told me he has heard and saw as much as I had been and we need to get out of this lease. The next day, I blessed the home with sage, and within the next week, we had black mold growing out of every vent. We brought the owners in and they said it was just dust, so they had some cleaners come out. It came right back, but way worse, and we could hear voices a lot more, but when you would go in a room where the noise was coming from, nothing would be there and the noise would just stop. We finally had enough and just left because between the mold and the voices, that was more than a sign to leave. This was 10 years ago and I've never slept walk since then. This house is still leased to that day. Who is leasing that house?